Hello, my name is Mr. Tyler Brown, and as the title slide suggests, today I will be presenting on how we can supplement the modern curriculum of Valparaiso High School through the usage of the technology grant we just received, the Brown Grant. So we will start off the presentation. Hopefully this will only take between 5 and 10 minutes. Don't want to take too much of your time. Just want to explain the proposal. So the problem is pretty clear. While VHS is doing a phenomenal job producing high-scoring graduates at a rate of almost 95%, we are failing to provide college and career readiness to those same students that we are putting out into the world. This is confirmed by external data groups such as US News Today. They ran a test in 2018 that showed that while we scored above state average in AP testing rates, AP passing rates on those tested, our mathematics proficiency and our reading proficiency, we are quite low on our college readiness index. And this is supported by research that has been performed. 2 out of 5 students who graduated from VHS in 2015 said they felt unprepared entering their respective college or career paths in the following years. While school funding has progressively increased in the last 10 years, not a single increase has been made in the art or career departments. Now, Pablo Picasso once said, "Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up." And I think this quote is extremely relevant in today's society where, even in Valparaiso, where we're doing pretty well for ourselves, we are losing creativity in the youth, and the students that are graduating and entering the field have a low degree of skills and creativity once they enter the workforce or to further themselves at college. Now, there's a two-pillar approach to a solution in this presentation, which the first pillar is meaningful. It is the goal of this proposal to provide a meaningful solution to the emerging trend of students graduating from VHS and failing to have college and career readiness. Center objective of this goal is to provide students with opportunities to develop skills relevant to the modern world. This would be the main pillar of these two. We need to come up with a way to provide meaningful real-world skills to our students before they graduate, because just a student can pass with flying colors on their SAT or the ECA or the ISTEP and can graduate and still not be prepared for the workforce or be prepared to enter their field that they choose to go into. It's a lot more than just math and English in the world, believe it or not. And the second pillar would be practical. While the meaning is important, it is equally important that our solution is viable in its cost-effective trade and that it is a practical investment. We have ensured that our proposed usage of the Brown Technology Grant is practical by emphasizing portability, reusability, and versatility, and we will be getting into those three further later. So the proposal is going to be discussed in the next slide, but the question that this proposal addresses: how will we reform the curriculum of VHS to supplement the skills of the modern student and improve their college and career readiness before they graduate? So the first purchase of Pillar 1 would be 6th generation iPads. To be specific, 30 of them. Now, this isn't mind-blowing. This is a pretty basic purchase as far as technology goes, devices. But in the next few slides, when we talk about what we will use the devices for, that is the true relevance and meaning behind this proposal. So the second purchase would be a license subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud for 30 devices. It is per device, and at any time we could purchase more subscriptions, and we would retroactively be paid back if we started to purchase more than 50 devices because the cost drops. Additionally, if a student registers through one of the iPads that we have, and that device is now licensed to use Creative Cloud, if that iPad breaks or that student leaves, we can take the license off that and put it onto another one. And we'll talk about that again in just a second. So the Adobe Creative Cloud, for those of you who don't know, is a subscription service that offers all of Adobe's products, their digital products. Now, here's a pretty extensive list of them all. It's not all of them, but it's most of them. And I put stars next to one that are most relevant for our school and what we would intend on using this subscription for. With Photoshop, image editing and composing. Students could use that in the already present Photo 1 and Photo 2 classes, and they could use it on the Macs that are already in place in the art rooms. Now, kind of talking back to that last slide with the purchase of the iPads, because we are getting iPads, they will be fully functioning compatible with the Macs we already have in the art department. And the Creative Cloud is actually usable on both Apple products and Google products. So if for whatever reason we want to get Creative Cloud subscriptions on the current Chromebooks that the school has, that would be fully feasible. Next, Adobe Audition. Our students will be able to use audio recording, mixing, and restoration. If we want to implement that into a musical class or simply the film classes or something, that'd be a very useful thing and a very practical skill for a student to get a taste of, to see if they want to do something like that once they graduate. Illustrator is probably my favorite and the one I hope students will use the most. It's just a program for art, and that's a pretty simplified way to explain it, but using a product that I will introduce momentarily, you can draw on the iPad screen, and that's how you create like digital art. And digital art is an extremely popular and emerging form of art that would be very useful to teach students. So if they want to go into advertising or go to an art school after they graduate, they would have basic skills to do so, which we do not currently offer. Adobe Spark, you can create graphics, and that would be extra useful in the advertising department, like we said. Entrepreneurship, we already have that class, but as far as I'm aware, when I took it, we did not teach students how to create the graphics of their own business or things like that, but they would be able to, and that might be a workshop we could host. Throughout all of the Creative Cloud, I would hope that we could create workshops so that even if a student didn't take an entire class based on one of these, they could learn a skill in a workshop period that maybe we'd offer like once a week or once a month. That would be a way for them to get personal growth. Adobe Stock is more of a resource than it is a tool to learn. They have millions of stock photos that could be students can use. They have the license to use them. There would be no copyright issues, and anyone could use that in any presentation or anything like that. And Dreamweaver, maybe the most relevant of these for the modern world, would be designing modern responsive websites. Students would get a lot of experience with that. Now, I kind of went over this as we were going through, but there's a lot of applications: digital art, website creation, graphic creation, 3D modeling, Photoshop, portfolio creation, audio video editing. There's lots of ways that this could benefit our students and skills that we could teach them through these. We have the team subscription in this proposal as opposed to the individual. That allows us, like I said, to transfer between devices and users, and there is a additional product that you get, which is the Adobe Creative Cloud console, which allows you to manage all the subscriptions you have at once, what they have access to, what they don't. And there's also collaboration tools. So these devices will be linked through the subscription. And if you want them all to work on like an art piece together or something, that'd be feasible through this program. And there's only one main membership as opposed to each user membership. The additional resources that we would purchase when Pillar 1 would be the Apple Pencil and the Logitech iPad Folio case. While the other two purchases are the main pillars, these are just as relevant, and they seriously augment the effectiveness of the first two. And we have a short video. I'll only play a clip of it, but it is important.
Touch, of course, is the primary method of interaction with iPad. To enhance what's possible with multi-touch and to allow for a new level of precision with iPad Pro, we've designed Apple Pencil. This began by re-engineering the touch subsystem of the display to measure both finger and stylus input on the same plane with optimal accuracy. When you're using the pencil, the system scans twice as often, allowing iPad Pro to capture more points in a single stroke.
That's a pretty nice introduction to what the Apple Pencil does. It has a wide variety of tools. This recording will end in a moment, so we're just going to end it now, but we will continue in a second part. So thank you so much for enjoying it so far. And we're back. So in the very end of the previous clip, we finished watching the segment about the Apple Pencil, or at least a little bit of it. There's tons of awesome features, and that is the main improvement between the Apple iPad 5th generation and the 6th generation would be the ability to use the Apple Pencil with it. Now, moving on to the second feature, or the second item that augments the first two, would be the Logitech Folio case that we would purchase for the 30 iPads we would be receiving. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory as to why these are so beneficial, but we'll watch a little bit and I'll talk some more about it in a sec. Yeah, so it's a pretty awesome accessory. It has three main forms like it showed, which are the typing form. The relevance of that form is that these iPads, even though they're extremely useful for art, could be used for multiple things. And with the products I'll show you soon, addressing the second pillar, this entire grant usage would be very flexible. The second form would be the watch form, which for us would be more of the draw form. And the third would be the protect. The case collapses in on itself and it's fully protected. And while I did not emphasize it earlier, the iPads do have a 3-year warranty for all technical damages and software things. So cases would be nice to prevent unnecessarily damages, but we do have the warranties. Okay, so entering pillar 2, as we discussed earlier, it focuses on portability, reusability, and versatility. And here are the images of the things and the list of the items that we would be purchasing. Now, the first one being the iPad Mac Chromebook charging and storage cart to the left there. Extra useful and addresses all 3 points. It is on wheels. You could store the iPads on them, all 30, charge them at all times, lock it up. It has a built-in lock. And if we want to move it room to room, that'd be extremely easy to do so. Additionally, school one-to-one with Chromebooks. If we needed to use the cart for Chromebooks for a large-scale event or something like that, it could be used for that. Second device being the Epson 80-inch portable projector screen. And that goes hand in hand with the Epson PowerLight 1781 watt WXGA portable projector. The reason I thought this would be a very useful addition to this purchase and the grant usage would be if the teacher was to have the iPad and use the adapter, which is number 4, the VGA adapter for iPad, and connect that to the projector, which is portable. They could show how they're doing certain things, whether it be creating a graphic or showcasing a certain drawing technique that can be projected onto this portable backdrop, and the students could watch and repeat on their own devices. And all of these are portable, extremely easy to transport together. And if considering device number 2 and 3, the Epson projector and the screen, if you purchase them together, you get a discount. So we're saving about $75 getting them together. And for the distribution graph of the spending of the grant, we'll go more into this when we go to the Excel spreadsheet in a second, but we spend $29,997.87 of the $30,000. So we are unfortunately wasting $2.13. But the distribution here, a massive quantity is just the iPad purchase themselves with the 3-year warranty and Apple Care. And then The other massive component was the Creative Cloud licensing for these 30 devices, and that comes together for about 75% of the grant funds. Then you have the cases for all the devices and the charging cart itself. That's about another, I think it was 20%. And the final 5 to 10% is the projector screen, and the adapter. Um, and I just realized I misspoke. It's the Apple Pencil, the cases, and the storage cart is the other 20%. So um, now the ISTE technology standards that we address with this proposal is standard number 3, knowledge constructor, standard number 4, innovative designer, standard number 6, creative communicator, and standard number 7, global collaborator. And you're welcome to take a look at those, but those are all very thoroughly addressed in this proposal. And here's all the research and resource links I used. The top one is probably the most relevant to you, the school board, being that it breaks down all the education deals that we're receiving through Apple for these products and has the exact prices of them all. Now we're going to hop over to the Excel spreadsheet. And it's all listed out here: what vendors, the price per items, quantity, total cost. The target group for all items is the college readiness and art departments. We could probably use it for even more than that, but that is the main target group. The links are provided here, and there's a color system breaking up the products that we'd be purchasing, with these two, the Creative Cloud and the iPads, being the main, the Apple Pencil and the cases being the accessories for those mains, and then the bottom 4 being portability and kind of an augmentation for the workshops and classroom usage. So that is all, but thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoy this proposal on how we could use the grant that we just received. So have a great rest of your day, and good night.